Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to talk about my first back bend tutorial, wheel pose. I've actually received a few requests to talk about wheel pose for quite some time already. I haven't done that because I wanted to show you guys a few arm balance pose first, which is because when we go into a wheel pose, we also require a certain degree of upper body, shoulder and arm strength. So please go back to my Chaturanga and Pro Pose tutorial, practice those. Actually will help you to go into a wheel pose effortlessly. And one more thing, before we go into the details, I want you to do a check of your body. Some people can go into wheel pose quite effortlessly, or it's just easy to learn this pose. And some people struggle for a few years and still cannot get into this pose. There's a reason why, and I would like you to check which group do you fall into. So first, please raise your arms. When you raise your arms, check whether you can keep your arms straight easily or your elbow is bent when you're trying to straighten it. This is number one. Second, check whether your arms are by your ear or behind your ear or in front of your ears. If when you raise your arm, you can keep your arms straight and your arms are by your ear, or even you can go behind your ear, then your body is ready for a wheel pose. If when you raise your arms, your hands are here, your arms are here, I would suggest you to go to do more chest opening and shoulder opening exercise first before you attempt a wheel pose, because wheel pose will need the flexibility of your shoulder and your upper chest quite a lot. And one more thing, lower back. A lot of people say, oh, I have a stiff lower back and wheel pose is too difficult. You know what? My personal experience, because I actually got a stiff lower back, but I got a flexible upper body. I've never done wheel pose using my lower back. So even if you have a stiff lower back, you can do it as long as your upper chest is quite flexible. So let me get into the details. First, grab a block and let's do some chest opening exercise. Place your block on your mat like this, okay? And we're going to place it here, okay? So this is actually a very relaxing pose and you don't really need to use any energy, and this is suitable for anyone. So basically, just place it, you see, place it here, and I just relax. So this helped me to open my upper chest and my shoulder. You can keep your shoulder on the side. You can feel it move around and you will feel the muscle here is stretching. And you want a bit more on the shoulder, keep it in front. You can play around and to straighten your elbow, or you just keep your arms relaxed here and just stay here. You can even stay here for 1, 2, 3 minutes. And if you are those people who got your arms in front of your ear when we were doing the check, please do this a lot. This is extremely helpful for your situation. Don't try to rush to go to wheel pose because you will hurt yourself, but do more on the shoulder and chest opening exercise. And come out. When you come out, first you bend your feet, and I like to place my elbow, and then I come up like this. So if this is easy for you, you can actually change your block like this. Or if it's too difficult for you, then you change your block like this. Got it? After we're done with our upper chest, I would like to show you guys how to do a bridge pose to activate and strengthen our hip muscles. So first, grab a block and you lie down. So check your knee should be on top of the heel, so don't try to go up here. You're trying to put your heel closer to your butt. And because I'm focused to develop the hip strength in this exercise, so I would like you to use a block to put in between your knee, so you will learn to hug in when you go up, and that is very helpful when you're trying to do a wheel pose. So you can play around. You can use your block like this, or you can use a block like this. I don't recommend this because it's too far and it's actually wider than your hip. So you check. It's actually, this one is harder and this one should be quite easy for most of you. So when you go up, you need to hug in the block and your block should not fall. If your block fall, which means you're not hugging enough, so you go back and do this again. First, hugging in, got the block here, and then check. Knee on top of the heel, and I lift my butt like this. How high should I go? Ideally, you should be able to put your whole forearm below your butt. You see how I grab my butt like this? So I'm supporting my hip and also lifting it up high. And when you're in this position, don't try to just relax the whole legs. You focus to hug in your block and squeeze your hip muscle, your glute muscle, because this is what you require to go into the wheel pose. And another thing, check if your toes are pointing to the front, not outwards. Actually, when I ask you to hug in the block, you should already adjust your toes in the right direction, because if you point your toes out, it's very hard to hug the block. So this is a very good exercise for you to train your feet position and your leg and hip strength. Okay. To come back, you just take out your arms and relax. After we have opening our chest, shoulder, and activate our glutes and hip muscle, let's go to the wheel pose. To do the wheel is actually the same setup as the bridge pose, so your knee should be on top of your heel. You can do this exercise with your block as well. Let me show you the first one without the block, and I will show you with the block. So I like to check by touching my heel with my fingertips, then I know my knee are on top of my heels. And when I go up, I remind myself to hug in my knee, keep the toe pointing forward, because all these help you to not letting your knee to go out, because when you go out, you can't go to a wheel pose. It's not in the right alignment. So hug in everything, and you're going to place your hands beside your ears. Again, when you're in this position, you need to hug in your elbow. Hug in your elbow. Don't let your elbow go falling outwards like this. Same as your knee. Okay? So first, I like to lift my hip first, just like the bridge pose. When I'm here, I place my hands on the ground beside my ears, and I first lift to put my crown on the floor. And here you can already see whether you are hugging in your elbow or falling out. So really remember to hug in your legs, your knees and your elbow. And you're trying to push the chest first. Don't rush to go up. So you push the chest to open it up a little bit more. If you feel okay, you can actually place your crown a bit closer, because the closer you are, the easier you can get into the wheel pose. So do a few of this exercise, and then we will go up by pressing the ground firmly with your hands. That's why I say you need to develop strength with your chaturanga. So 1, 2, 3, hugging my knee, hugging my elbow, I go up. And I keep my arms straight. Can you see where my ears are relative to my arms? That's why I say if your arms are way forward, it's very difficult to go up. But if your arms are already by your ear, this is not too challenging for your body. You just need to know how. When you're in the wheel pose, you focus to push your chest out. Don't try to be here. When your chest is out, it's much less tiring. And you can walk a little bit to get the right alignment. And stay here. Activate your toes, your knee, your hips, your legs. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you come out, you lift up your chin, place your hand and your head back to the mat. And you come back to this position. I'm going to repeat once more using the block. So for those who would like to practice it with the block, this will come into handy. I highly recommend this exercise. I wasn't taught to use block when I first learned this pose, and I struggle a bit because I didn't know what muscle I should engage when I go up. And now I know that it's exactly the same muscle when you're trying to hug in the block. So these practices. So again, same. Chap, chap. Bend my knee on top of my heel. I hug in my block. I lift my hip up first, and then I place my hands beside my ear, hug in my elbow, and I lift up and place my crown on the floor, and I press up. Can you see my knee? Actually, from here I push my chest. You see the difference? Here and here. So here require more of your upper body flexibility, and this is actually better because you can't keep bending your lower back. So you come back. So, you got it? This pose is very good to open up your upper chest and shoulder. And if you follow my videos, I started yoga because I have a bad shoulder, upper back and neck pain. And I think since I've learned wheel pose, my pain just disappeared. Of course, you will not be able to do wheel pose from the beginning. That's very normal. And you just have to keep practicing. As I said, increase your upper chest flexibility, and one day, very soon, you will go into this pose. My method doesn't stretch too much on the lower back, and I focus to just using the strength of the lower back rather than the flexibility. Of course, you will need a little bit of flexibility, but not too much. More is the opening of the chest. So please give it a try and let me know what you think. I know this is not a super easy pose, so you probably have some questions for me. Welcome to just leave me a comment. And if you like what I do, please like my videos and subscribe my channel and let me know what you want me to talk about so I can help you to develop a healthy and happy lifestyle. I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.